The New Zealand military has a number of significant shortcomings. This is a result of neglect from successive New Zealand governments that have failed to deliver necessary funding. Perhaps the most appalling shortcoming is the near total lack of proper air defences. The New Zealand military is basically devoid of air defences. The only surface-to-air missiles operated by the military are fitted to the 2 frigates. The army has no dedicated air defences at all. The closest thing they have to an anti-aircraft weapon are the machine guns mounted on the various armoured vehicles. But these are of course totally inadequate. The modern battlefield is infested with fighter jets, attack helicopters, and of course, military drones. The recent war in Ukraine has made that very obvious. And Israel's various wars have shown us what happens when one side has total control of the skies. The lack of air defences is an appalling shortcoming. Air defences are incredibly important for a modern military force. The army would be powerless to resist a few cheap drones. A few cheap drones could reduce the New Zealand army to ruin. This is not good. It threatens our national security, it reduces our leverage as an alliance partner, and it undermines our sovereignty, as we are totally dependent on our allies. That needs to change. We need proper investment. Even a few cheap Soviet AA guns would significantly bolster our air defences. But realistically, at the very least, we need shoulder-launched anti-aircraft missiles. We previously had some Mistral systems acquired from France, but vital supporting equipment was never acquired, so they were never brought into service properly. Of course, purchasing such weapons from the French may be slightly questionable, given that they once did a terrorist attack on our soil. We need to acquire shoulder-launched surface-to-air missiles. There are an array of potential candidates. We could get the Mistral again, or alternatively the British Starstreak, American Stinger, or Swedish RBS-70. Any of these systems would significantly strengthen our military, and all of them are affordable. Shoulder-launched air defences are a bare minimum requirement for a modern military force. That we don't have any is simply appalling. The army has no dedicated response to drones, jets, and helicopters. That is an enormous weakness. If we really wanted to splash out, we could acquire longer-range surface-to-air missile systems. A couple of NASAMS batteries from Norway. This would be a lot more expensive, but it would strengthen our military considerably. Why bother strengthening our military? As I have said, this has 3 benefits. It strengthens our national security, it increases our leverage as an alliance partner, it improves our sovereignty as we become less reliant on our allies. We need to invest in our military. The world is a dangerous place. We should never forget that. We should never take our security for granted. When push comes to shove, military force is what matters. We may not face any immediate threats, but things can change extremely quickly. In the 1930s, I am sure many New Zealanders felt safe. Within less than a decade, Axis commerce raiders were in our seas, and an enemy invasion looked possible. Providing security is perhaps the most fundamental purpose of the state. That must not be forgotten.